Hello there, I'm Thomas Williamson, and welcome to Political Talk. This is where we talk about, politics. Begin. Iraq has once again become the subject of military controversy and terrorism. The Islamic State, formerly known as the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, is a terrorist group that is considered even more extreme than Al-Qaeda. The group has been conquering much of Iraq with the goal of taking it over. The U.S. has been utilizing airstrikes against ISIS, but not everybody is for it. Pope Francis is not for bombs or war, but wants ISIS to be stopped, and Reason Magazine's Nick Gillespie criticized Obama's policies for Iraq. There is no more reason to go back into Iraq now than there ever was to invade back in 2003. If the first decade plus of the 21st century should have taught us anything, it's that the United States' ability to terraform the world in its image is severely limited and leads to all sorts of unintended consequences. He even went as far as to say that America's worst days of playing world police are still sadly ahead of us.
Hey guys, I'm Nick Ashton. I'll be your music reviewer this year. My first album up will be the new jazz fusion kind of album, Social Music by John Baptiste. You might know his brother, Lionel Baptiste. They were heavily influential in the TV series Treme. The families in them were kind of inspired by them. It's a great TV series. So this album itself is brand new. You might have, if you watched the Colbert Report, you might have seen his performance of Social Music on there. That turned me on to this album, and it's just a great experience to me. It's a very different experience if you're into, high tempo music or fun music. Actually, in the performance on the Colbert Report, he actually leads him out into the street in like a second line kind of style. And I really like that. The strong points of the album are just the way that he really plays with really common melodies that you would hear. He's really innovating really well. I enjoy that. It's a great album to just go out and explore something you never thought you'd like. And trust me, if you do, you'll really enjoy it. Give Social Music a 9 out of 10. Definitely need to go check it out.
Police say a California woman was cited after climbing into the giraffe exhibit at a Madison Zoo and getting kicked in the face. A police report says 24-year-old Amanda Hall of San Luis Obispo, California, climbed over one fence and almost got over the second fence of the giraffe enclosure at the Henry Villas Zoo about 5:30 p.m. Saturday. A 2-year-old, 12-foot-tall giraffe named Wally gave Hall a lick, then turned and kicked her in the face. Zoo staff told police that giraffes are capable of killing lions, so the woman was fortunate that her injuries were not life-threatening. Police ticketed Hall for harassment of zoo animals, which has a fine of $686. The police report says Hall told officers she climbed into the exhibit because she loves giraffes.
Hello and welcome back to Guerilla Wolves Movie News. I'm Parker Lehman. The summer movie season, the creme de la creme of the movie year, filled with exciting blockbusters, fun popcorn movies, and best of all, quality cinema. Let's see what we had this year. I guess that was okay. Could have used a little more Godzilla, but wasn't terrible. Next. I guess that was okay. A little bit much on the villains, but it wasn't terrible. Next. I guess it was okay. It wasn't okay. I think you see the pattern here. This summer was the most unbearably mediocre summer in recent memory, which is almost worse than if it was absolutely horrible. It's like Chinese torture, having what you think will be a good movie dangled in front of you and then getting in the theater and being disappointed every single time. But there were a few good ones as well as a few absolutely horrible ones. So, without further rambling, I give you my best and worst of the summer. This one is a big-budget sci-fi romp with humanoid talking animals and starring a television comedian making his first jump to big-time cinema. No! Shame on you! It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Seriously though, this movie was a ton of fun. It reminded me that space opera movies can be original and fun again. Take notes, Star Trek Into Darkness. Now on to the fun part, the worst of the summer. I was about this close to putting Michael Boom Boom's Ninja Turds at number 1, but everyone knows that would be a lie. Yes, the worst could only be Transformers 4, Age of Extinction. This movie proves once and for all that the closer Michael Bay is to the camera, the greater the crap factor. Mr. Bay has clearly stopped caring about what makes cinematic sense and just puts on the screen what he thinks looks gnarly. There's literally a scene with black confetti floating around in the wind. Black confetti, like you'd buy at Party City. Why? The sheer lack of anything entertaining in this film is astonishing. All the B-grade action movie cliches are there, from the independent girl who becomes completely helpless at a key moment to the shameless product placements. This film makes the first 3 Transformers movies look like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Plus, the Dinobots, the whole reason anyone went to see the movie, are only in it for 10 minutes and barely do anything. This movie is the first ever one to earn a -1 out of 10 on Guerilla Wolves Movie News. May God have mercy on your soul, Michael Bay. Or the great Marvin Moneybags, whomever you worship. Until next time, I'm still Parker Lane.
My name is Casey Fitzmaurice, and I'll be your sports anchor for the school year. I want to talk to you today about the college football season's about to start up. They're switching their system. It's been a BCS bowl game to decide the national champion for the last several years, but they're switching to a 4-team playoff this year. So I wanted to tell you guys about the teams that I think might make the playoffs. First off, I think Florida State will make it back into the Final Four. Florida State's returning a lot of people from last season, including Heisman Trophy winner Jameis Winston. I think that their offense is going to be great under Jimbo Fisher, former offensive coordinator at LSU. He's been around the block all over the place. He knows more than a thing or two about how to run a high-profile offense. I think he'll have a great offense. I think their defense will be very good this year, too, even though they lost a couple of key pieces. They lost Timmy Jernigan to the NFL. He's playing in Baltimore now. But they have a lot of pieces still left on defense. I think they'll be a contender. I think that Oregon will also be into the playoff. They always seem to make it in the final group. Marcus Mariota's coming back for one more season before he leaves to be a top 3 pick in the NFL next season. He's going to lead that offense to be one of the top in the country. I also think Baylor might sneak into the playoffs. They're being coached by Art Briles, who's had a great tenure over there with RG3, and now Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty is going to lead that offense to some incredibly high-scoring games against a relatively easy schedule, and they have a mean defensive line. They'll be getting to the quarterback on the other side of the ball. I think they could sneak in. For the 4th spot, I think it'll be whoever the SEC champion is, but I don't think it'll be Alabama this year. Alabama is starting a new quarterback in I forgot his first name. His last name is Coker, his freshman quarterback. He did pretty well, but their offensive coordinator this year is Lane Kiffin, who's the most overrated coach I've ever seen to be their offensive coordinator this year. I think this is the beginning of the end of the Nick Saban era. I think that a Reese's monkey in a headset could call better plays than Lane Kiffin will. I think he'll have meltdowns in at least 2 games this year, and they go 8-4. So I think the door's wide open in the SEC. I think LSU has a legitimate chance to sneak in. They just got Leonard Fournette at running back. They're bringing back a lot of pieces on defense this year. They're going to be really mean on the defensive side of the ball. And no matter who their quarterback is at the end of the year, I think they'll be a top 5 team by the end of the season.
Hi, I'm Cole Gorney, and we're at MechaCon. Who are you?
I'm Ashley.
And what are you dressed as, Ashley?
I have no idea.
Same. So what are you guys dressed as?
I am a bald Lolita. So as you usually see the pink Lolitas, and they have really long hair. I have no hair, and I'm kind of like gothic looking.
I'm just steampunk, dressed up for fun.
So what are you dressed as?
I am Bubble Man from Mega Man 2.
Okay, and you made this yourself?
With help, yes.
How long did that take?
Took about 3 months.
I'm Ryan from Ian Strife.
And I'm Shadra from Ian Strife.
So what exactly is Ian Strife?
We're a touring cosplay adventure band. What we do is we tour to different cons like anime, gaming, Comic-Cons, and we have a story that tells you how the 4 of us met in the world of Arena and what our quest is, and we share a story through different songs, animations, all this goes on during our concert.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
What's your real name?
Batman.
What are you doing here, Batman?
Helping you have a friend.
You meeting up with any other superheroes or supervillains to hang out with or fight?
Superman's my best friend, so we tend to hang out a lot. He's gonna be the best man at my wedding. I popped the question to Wonder Woman.
And she said yes?
I'm Batman, of course she said yes.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the guys, any of the viewers that you'd like them to know about?
Yes, come check us out online, ianstrife.com. We have our Facebook. You can see video clips, and I will let you know that Shadra is a great cuddler.
I'm here with Cammy White from Street Fighter. Cammy, what can you tell us about your costume?
Well, it's actually kind of an older one I had laying around. I just recently remade my wig, so I decided to pull it back out. I made most of everything. I made my gloves, styled my wig. I altered a leotard because I was way too busy to actually sew one.
How long did that take? Altogether.
Altogether, probably a day or two. I work fast.
Who are you guys?
I'm Alex DeLarge.
And I'm a fellow Droog of Alex.
Me too. I'm here with,
Brittany Cottrell,
dressed as.
Nidalee from League of Legends.
Sorry, I thought you were someone else. Tell me about League of Legends, please.
Well, it's pretty much a rage quit game, so just if anybody plays it.
It's online?
Yes, it's actually a free to play game.
Okay, so I noticed you have a table. What exactly is this the table for?
This is actually cosplay registration. I'm actually cosplay coordinator for this actually thing. And novices, advanced, skits, anything can sign up. There's actually cosplay tips also.
Did you make this costume yourself?
Yes, I made it all from scratch.
How long did that take?
Like 2 days.
What are you guys?
Well, we're Gender Bending, Officer Jenny, and Nurse Joy.
From the Pokemon series.
I'm Cole Gorney here at MechaCon with Bo-Katan from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Bo-Katan, what can you tell us about the 501st Legion and the Rebel Legion that you're a part of?
Well, we're a worldwide costuming organization. We have like thousands of members worldwide. And we just dress up as Star Wars characters and we go to different charity events to promote charities and raise money for them.
Okay. Now, what does it take to be a part of these organizations?
First, you need to be 18. That's like the first rule. And then you have to make a movie quality costume.
Okay, so what can you tell me about Steampunk New Orleans?
Steampunk New Orleans is one of the oldest and longest running groups here in New Orleans. We're a community-based group in which we try and build a steampunk community here in New Orleans. We actually hold social events twice a month as well as other events in and around the city. We work with other groups here in the city such as the Adventures of Gears, but we're also part of a larger community which is Louisiana Steampunks, which is the steampunk community for all of Louisiana, as well as working with the Mississippi Steampunks.
Anything you'd like to tell the guys back at school?
Don't do drugs.
Thank you.
Don't break your pelvis.
So of all of them, what can you say, if taking back to MechaCon, what can you say MechaCon's all about for the experience for people that aren't here?
Well, I mean, I remember MechaCon when it was just a baby, and it's just, it's grown so much over the past decade, and it's become, Louisiana's largest anime convention. And I just think it's really impressive that, even as much as it's grown and how big it's gotten, the whole atmosphere hasn't changed, and everybody's just coming together, cosplaying, being cool, having a good time.
All right. How long did it take to make a costume?
Kind of almost a year.
Wow.
It's a lot of research and then getting all the parts and making sure it's up to code and just getting everything done is kind of time consuming because we want to make sure we do it right.
Right. It looks like you did.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the viewers?
You should join. If you're 18, you should join.